All right, Kevin, this is for Thursday, May 2nd. And I'm just going to do the spreads today. So this is the June AUG that we are in. We closed higher on the day. Looks good. We're pushing into this old area, but really the critical point is 3.925. By the way, I'm going to skip the negative before that. Just assume you know what I'm talking about. The 3.925 is our resistance that if tested today, we could liquidate there. I don't have a problem with it. If we settle above it, then we continue on over the next couple of weeks into this 147 area. Until then, we are pushing into a zone of resistance that could contain buying into next week, and then once tested, the market could slip back into this lower support area. And I will draw that right now. Okay, so that's the channel bottom. We settled just below and then came right back. That's at 635 tomorrow. All right, so that's our, and that's so close to that low of 637.5. So I'm just going to call it 635 as our downward pivot. And, you could, if we got a little antsy tomorrow, there's also this that have settled below, and that's at 545. Okay, so that's a short-term structure. But big picture, not really go with sell signal until we close below 635. Okay, but holding above 635, that was a test of longer-term support, and that 392.5 is likely over the next day, 2 or 3, something like that. So there's June AUG. I'm going to jump around here. August, October, which would be the next sequence. As I mentioned, we had the buy signal, and so now 690, sorry, damn it, 690 to 710 is our zone of support, all right, and above which, you've got this old low at 915, and that's likely in the coming days. And then ultimately we've got this channel structure at 10.9, which is sort of like, having closed back above this. This is kind of what we're looking for. All right, so this is still a good zone of support between 690 and 710 August, October. August, December, call it the Brad Warner spread, still around 1292.5. And we're likely to test it following this settlement today, basically. 1292.5 is a pivot point below which we should get down into the $5 area, $5, 5, whatever you want to call it, 5 points. But if we close above it, then this 19.5 is what we're expecting. 19.5, wow. That's a 7-point move. Not quite. 6 and change. So if you want to be safe, it could be a settlement back above 13,275, okay, which is this old low. But I do think this channel structure alone, a settlement above, looks pretty good. All right, so there's AUG D's. June AUG, we're in. It's just another picture of it. It's funny how the chart can look different when you put different formations on. October, December. All right, this channel structure here is at 1430. And, as I was mentioning to you today, we dipped below this long-term trend line, basically. No follow through. Now we're right back above it. And so I think a settlement above 4.30, I think it's worth a shot. I don't know where this thing would go. You've got Fibonacci retracements. This halfway back is 627. This high is 657. These highs are 615, 617. So I think the 50% retracement is likely. So I'm just going to put that 6275 and leave this Fibonacci there. But if we close above 430 today, I think that's a good reason to go long this particular spread. All right, and that's about the only, I wouldn't want to sell this, but I would buy it with a settlement above. October D's, June AUG, August, October. Huh. Have I already looked at this, or is it, have I already looked at it? No, I haven't, have I? Okay. Yeah, that's the sequence that I missed. Um, so we settled back above this channel structure. This is too steep to really even think about. Or did I? Oh, this is the one I was looking at. This is the one I was looking at, obviously, early on. Okay, yeah, so this is the buy signal, right, 907, no, there's 915, I guess it's 9075, right. And so I'm just repeating myself here, because this is what we're looking at, 10.9 as a target. All right, so if we still want to bid this, we can, as far as I'm concerned. And that, once again, is 690 to 710, essentially. All right, so that covers lean hogs. Let's take a look at the live cattle. Og Dees. All right, this is that one that we've been following. This is at 175 tomorrow. So we did essentially test this resistance area. We got up to 175 when 150,125 was our resistance area, and now we closed below the low of this high move. We've got this low is right on this close, 490. So if we close below 490 today, that would be a new low settlement, and this market should then continue south. I think, the channel bottom is respectable. It could contain selling through next week, but it's not the kind of support that I would buy, as a move low. In fact, the overall emphasis is bearish below this and then bullish above. So if we get above it, we're looking really for the 290s. 290. All right, until then, this remains bearish below. All right, that's Aug Ds. Move to October Ds once again. I think just merely this channel top, 3.2, 3.5, I think that's the bottom line level. It's still consistent with everything else, but it's the channel top. If we settle above the channel top, then we've got a buy signal. Until then, this remains a weak spread. October Ds. August, October have already. Oh, that was Aug Ds. Sorry. October, December. I get these all these months are just like swimming in my brain. So this formation still 105, and this channel top is closing in on even. So this is kind of a repeat. We've had an inside day today and so forth and so on, but still good support down here at 105, above which expecting par, or rather even, and that's another pivot point into June. If we get above that, then we're looking for this channel top way up here. No real differences there. August, October, that's a weekly chart of August, October. October Ds. I just covered this damn thing, didn't I? Yeah, this is my problem. I think eventually I'll know this stuff, but yeah, I already covered that. June, October. This is one of those 2 4s, right? So, I don't know why that channel, there it is. 2.90 essentially still. Sorry. 875. If settled above, off we go. Until then, this can contain buying through next week, and once tested, we could slip back to the speed line, which is now at 1425. Closing below that speed line, this market should retest this old low from negative 1.325. That would be about a 3-point move if so. But this spread remains constructive above 1425. Feb, April. Still bearish below this. And let's see here. Yeah, this is kind of this channel bottom is kind of what we're looking for still, which is the negative 182 to 2.02. If we close above this, then, well, if we close above that, let's take a look here. That former channel bottom, we really do have this is sort of the big picture here. Yeah, so this area is kind of narrowing gradually. I'll just throw that out there to keep on top of it. 0.8 to 0.675. All right, I don't know if we'll get there or not because, as I just shown in the last chart, we have this channel bottom we broke below a few days ago. But you know, this is our upward pivot point as well at the spread. So, you know, if we kind of fall asleep at the wheel, we're not really watching this, and all of a sudden, you know, we trade in this area and we settle above it, that's a good buy signal. August Dees. That's the Brad Warner spread again, isn't it? All right, so did I already do this one? I don't think so. Although it looks familiar. That's the upward pivot point on this particular spread. That's right. And we're, you know, back below this channel structure, but this is our pivot point below which it's like some of these other spreads, like that AUG. This is the AUG Dees, isn't it? Damn it. Jesus. I really, now I'm obsessed to confirm that I've looked at this. Oh no, AUG Dees or October Dees? Hold on. As I go through the deck of cards. Yes, I did, of course. There it is. All right, I've already done that. I think that kind of covers. We could take a look at your June AUG. This is the 3.125. You can see the newsletter today. Big support, big resistance, intermediate pivot point at 3125, below which we could get down here again in the next week or two, above which up here over the same time horizon. We're kind of in the middle of no man's land right now. So let me scroll back down to the spreads and take a look at corn real quick. Nice. Come on, fill in. All right, that's nice. Kevin, I think I'd like to go long some more here. What do you think? You know what, I was joking today about how, oh, we got all the time in the world and we'll get our price, but this thing moved away from us today. Negative 18.5. You know, I'm all for buying. There's loads of support here, by the way. You've got these old highs at 18.6 and settlement prices at 19 even. So, you know, I don't know if we would even get 18.5 tomorrow, but I think an 18.7 or 8 bid would be pretty good. And we could buy a couple if you like, because I think from here, that's not going to do it. This is all rough eyeball stuff, but this is kind of what we're looking for now. You know, 3 to 5 weeks or end of June, whatever. So having a few of those on there would be nice. All right, so that's that. And Dees March, not much to do there. July Dees once again. Dees. Okay, we came close to testing this. And now we're back above this formation. Very similar picture here, you know. Had a short-term buy signal here a few days ago. So this is 34.1. You know, where we go, this is Yeah, I don't know. These are too steep though for reliability. They really are. This low of 25 even, and that's what we're closing in on, is just this old low here. So, you know, that's likely over the next few days. Anyway, that's a good looking spread in terms of its, just testing a long-term area that could allow now upward rotation back into the channel top, you know. Um, same, same one. Okay, I'm going to call that on, that's all I'm going to talk about. Maybe took a look at, I was going to look at feeder cattle. I still have to figure out how to create a feeder cattle spread. This is July Dees wheat. Right at it. Negative 23.4. The only problem I have with this chart is, okay, so you get a nice, what is this nice blast? 3 cents? I'm going to remove these two because I really think that's what we're looking at. I'd be willing to buy this with a settlement above 23.4. You know, it'll test us on the way up, but there is this chance that we could do something like this. I don't know if there is, but it's always, we just might get up into here. This is a real clear secondary buy signal, so anyway, it's just something to look at. July D, that's the big spread for wheat right now. D's March, testing this area, settled below it, now above it. Here's one. After testing this long-term support area, which is at negative 17.4, a buy signal now, negative 16.2. And this is these wheat spreads, you know, I don't know. You've got all these little levels. That's the thing I don't like about the wheat spreads that I see is that you're good for about a 2 to 3 cent move before you encounter. So it's almost like you really have to do them like 5 or 10, you know, to really make them worth your while. One lot is just almost not worth it. Okay, 18 minutes in. Let's see if there's anything else. See what the softs are doing. Take a look at sugar real quick. Still holding this channel structure. Cocoa. I've almost gotten crazy with cocoa. Yeah, what to do, Nothing. I'm not interested. Coffee, which will have cotton as well. Ooh, look at that. We have officially violated this channel support. So we've got a couple days left in the week. If we close below 77.04, this thing can continue south, because after all, we did essentially test long-term resistance over the last few weeks. So this is coffee. Not going to give us this buy signal above 94.20. It doesn't appear to be willing to. And this channel structure is almost worthless. I really think that's our buy signal. Weekly settlement above 94.20. Until then, this thing is just a heavy, heavy, heavy market. I don't know what's going on in the coffee world, but we're obviously making a lot of it. So 20 minutes in, I got the spreads covered. I don't want to even look at the Canadian because I know there's really nothing's going to grab me, right? Yeah, just chop, chop, non-directional. 3 to 5 day waves, 2 to 3 weeks. Well, everything else is covered in newsletter form. By the way, wheat did test significant. I need to chart this, but we tested this over the last few days. Spiked through it a bit. Closed the week above it. Looks good. Now this is a market. Honestly, the weekly. Oh, this is the weekly. Well, you have to look at the daily chart. I do have some buy signals well above the market right now, but we are testing support. If we close below this area on Friday, 428 and a quarter is the 1% slip on this. So if we close below 428 and a quarter, I am all in favor of setting a short position, whether that's buying far out of the money puts or 390 puts, whatever the case might be, or going short a contract. I do believe that's all I've got to say for. Yeah, there's not a heck of a lot else going on. We could look at cattle. Cattle is getting ready to test those long-term support areas. Um, June is close to its. August is much closer to its, actually. Um, which is at 110.57 tomorrow. So we're closing in on our targets. And as we were mentioning before, I like the weekly speed line better. I'm going to open up the June contract chart just to once again highlight it. And that's on page 2. That's this thing. We're already down in the one. The chart needs to be updated because we're closing in on the sucker. 110.35, big pivot point through summer. All right. I think that's all I'm going to do. Yeah. If you got any questions or whatever, obviously we will talk tomorrow morning. I'll talk to you later.